right hand side, folks, you can see our very rare white rhinos. Now you'll notice they're not actually white in color. They're more of a stale gray, and that's because their name comes from an Afrikaans word vite, which means wide or square-lipped, because these guys have a very interesting lower pad lip that they use for grazing. You'll also notice they are completely hairless except for the tips of their ears, their tail, and their eyelashes. And that's why they usually love to wallow around in mud during the heat of the day. It helps to moisturize them and it keeps them nice and cool without hair. Rhinos actually have an extra vertebrae in their spine. You can see it as a little bump, kind of prevents them from rolling all the way over, so they have to roll on one side, get up, and then roll on the other. There you can also get a very nice view of that famous horn that they have. Now they actually have two sets of horns, a large one in the front, a smaller one just behind it. And unfortunately, this is the main reason these guys were hunted almost to extinction, was for their hide and their horn. The horn in particular was believed to have magical properties attached to it. Of course, it's just made up of pure keratin, which is the same protein that makes up our fingernails and our hair. It's just tightly woven together to make that horn. Because they all have their own unique horn. So the one that's lying there by himself, that is Mac. He's our only male rhino, and he's got the widest of the front horns. The other three are Firestar and Lenny. Those are our three females, and they all come from almost like an elephant foot, and that's because they serve the same purpose. They're trying to disperse as much of the rhino's weight as possible. Because other than the Asian elephants, these guys are the heaviest animals we have here at African Lion Safari. Because they can weigh as much as around 5,600 pounds when fully grown. You can see with that zebra truck there, that is our herd. Now, the Markhor are incredibly territorial animals. They don't like being around anyone else. That's why they're kept in their own reserve here. And they come from more of the mountainous regions around Pakistan. In fact, they are Pakistan's national animal. They can grow more than 1 inch a day during their growing season. They can reach a height of over 3 feet in some cases, and you'll notice they're very soft and velvety looking. That's because they have a thin layer of skin that helps to protect them and supplies them with a rich amount of blood. That helps them grow very quickly. Now in the next couple of days, actually, they'll actually probably start to shed a lot of this velvet off. And that's because their antlers have gotten to their full size this year. It's a very natural part of the process of growing and then releasing their antlers. You can also see 2 of our baby elk here just in the middle. It's these small guys with that kind of darker coloration to them. And they actually have a series of white spots, though they're very faint right now because they're a little bit older. When they're first born, they have white spots kind of like the spotted fallow deer that you can see here. But they only have them for camouflage, as you can see. The adults don't have the white spots. The Native Americans that hunted the elk called them wapiti, which means the white rump. And there you can see they all have that white coloration all around their tail. And they come from more of the foothills around our Rocky Mountains. That's where they're most popular. They can be found pretty much all across Canada. And next to them we have the spotted fallow deer. These guys come from Great Britain and Europe. And they're sometimes referred to as a park deer. Now you can see that their white spots are